Hi guys, it's James Layton here. Today I'm going to show you a quick video talking you through the deadlift. So I did a Facebook post talking about this probably about 2 or 3 months ago, but I thought it would be good for you to sort of see me performing the deadlift and then commentating over the top. So one thing you'll notice initially, I'm not wearing shoes, and the main premise is essentially I can get in a better starting position. So without the shoes, the sole of the shoe, I can get lower to the ground, so therefore have a much better starting point. So you've got a couple of options. You can even do what I do, which is don't wear shoes, or buy a pair of Converse type plim soles. So there needs to be a thin, flat sole. That's very key. So notice in the background I've got my running shoes. Because of the compression in the sole, as well as it being a raised heel, it's not adequate for deadlifting whatsoever. So before we start, so one thing you'll notice, I've got my start position. So I like to use the Olympic grip, which is one hand under, one hand over, just purely because I'm stronger, without question. You are at a slightly more risk of a bicep tear, but you can get injured doing anything. So if you want to do a double overhand, go ahead. I also like to use straps, purely because, again, I'm stronger. I know the powerlifters out there will say, well, you shouldn't use straps, but I'm not a powerlifter. My goals are typically sort of muscle growth, hypertrophy. So what I tend to do is do very low reps for my compound deadlift, squat, bench press, overhead press, especially for the top set, and then slowly decreasing the weight, increasing the reps. And then for my isolation work, I do a lot of typical bodybuilder 8 to 15 repetitions. So essentially by getting stronger within these lifts, I can then have the carryover into the isolation exercise, into the hypertrophy rep ranges, which will then lead to growth, okay, so that progression. So first thing you'll notice as well is you look at how tight my upper body is. I'm just about to lift off the floor, so my shoulders, chest, back. I've just had that big deep breath. Notice my hip position as well. This isn't a squat. So what most people do wrong when they do the deadlift is they think of it like a squat. This is not a squat, thus my hips are much higher. So my goal is really trying to keep them hips back. As I pull off the floor, I'm trying to keep that hips in the same position and then firing the hips forward, so full hip extension. So if I play through now, I'm just going to go for a set. So one thing you'll probably notice, I still have that slightly raised hip as I come off the floor, so I'm still working on that. So this is 160 kilograms, I'm 78 kilograms body weight, so it's not too bad for me. Not going to set any world records, but it's not too bad. So let's go through the start position once again. Okay, so down start position. So if you notice, pretty much my legs are about shoulder width apart, and just also notice I'm almost trying to imagine I'm trying to almost bring my shoulder blades together. Obviously I'm not going to be able to do that, but that's the sensation you want. You want to bring the slack out of the bar, nice and tight upper body. Look how tight that bar is compared to my shins, right up to my shins. So some people also, they're deadlifting with the bar too far away from themselves. You're going to compromise your lower back. It's not going to be ideal whatsoever. So we play through again. So also just look at that full hip extension, okay, so full lock out of the top, but notice it's not a hyperextension. So hyperextension is essentially you have the full lockout and then you're overreaching your lower back, overarching your lower back. So there's absolutely no need for that whatsoever. So notice how close that bar is to the body the whole time. Last thing you'll also notice, I have that little rest at the bottom of each repetition. So the last thing you want to be doing is bouncing the weight off the floor. It just, again, compromises your lower back. You need that mini rest just to reset that stiffness, reset that arch in your lower back before you go into the next repetition. So this is 150. I've dropped the weight down. I'm going to get 6 on this. My form's probably slightly better. So I'm really focusing on trying to keep them hips back as much as possible. One thing that's really helped me also is, it sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but it's almost imagining you're trying to drive your feet through the floor. So you're almost trying to push push them hips back, drive them feet through the floor instead of imagine trying to pull the weight off. So it sounds a bit counterintuitive, but that's the feeling you want, because that really keeps that stiffness in the upper body and the lower body. So let's play this through. I might just take that back just to do this set again. I'll go for that one more time, just for you to see. So upper back tightness, full hip extension, bar nice and close to my shins, little rest at the bottom, really trying to drive them hips forward, squeeze the glutes at the top of the movement. I'm quite pleased with that. Okay, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and I'm going to try and really put together a lot more of these videos, because I think they're useful in the sense of me showing you the exercise and then commentating over the top. So I appreciate your feedback. Thank you very much. Have a good day.